everyone, this has been done. It's your AP Sensei, your founder of Antarctic Press, a comic book company founded in 1985, celebrating its 40th anniversary this year, the year 2025, and creator of such comics as Ninja High School, Warrior Nun, Marvel Mangaverse, and Vampire Ninja Ono, which is now on Kickstarter, and you can back it today. It's a great story. It's a action adventure horror comic book about a ninja who's turned into a vampire, and she fights a werewolf that turned into a hitman. So check it out. It's on Kickstarter. So I'll be honest, I'm a geek. I do like to go to shows and flea markets and things like that. And today is May 17th. 2025, and I went to a show called the HAKKEN show, and it is sort of a pop culture show where they should sell comics, toys, all sorts of manner of things, just right up my alley. And I go because there's always some dealer offering cheap 50-cent to dollar comics, and I always go for those because you just never know what you'll find, and I am a notorious cheapskate. So I went and found a dealer who was selling us. He was a very unassuming man who had his collection out there, and he had several boxes for 50-cent comics, and he had boxes of dollar comics. So I went to the 50-cent comic first, and I picked up a whole bunch of comics. Now, I picked up the Elementals. He had a big run of Elementals. You know, he had the Elementals 1. He had the Elementals Special. He had the Elementals 4. Now, I'm a big fan of Elementals, and being that the Elementals are now free to use, I'm doing some research to do a story with the Elementals with Tomorrow Girl. So this is sort of my way of going back and rereading some of the series back in the day. So I also picked up issue number 12. It's kind of a dark cover. Issue number 13. Issue number 14. Issue number 15. Now, of course, people who don't know what Elementals are. Elementals was a comic book superhero series created by Bill Willingham, and I think he also did the art, and it was done by Comico, a comic book company that was established in the mid 80s. They also are famous for doing Robotech, things like that. She's number 18, and apparently Elementals is one of the more popular runs. Now, the thing about it is that Bill Willingham, who owns who created it, has pretty much said that anybody who wanted to use Elementals could do so. So I plan on taking him up on that offer. Here's number 22. And it's about a group of superheroes who, of course, have the elemental powers of earth and wind. You have see issue 24 and issue number 25. And then issue number 26. I mean, these are really great comic book superheroes, and 27. I mean, I got at least up to issue number 29. I mean, that's a pretty good run. I mean, nowadays, it's lucky if a comic series lasts past 10 issues nowadays. So anyway, I'm just going to read them so I can work on my Tomorrow Girl Elementals crossover. Now, these are dollar comics. Now, the reason I picked up some of these is not because I particularly collect the title, but I'm a sucker for really high-grade Bronze Age books, and these were some really nice ones. Here's a Korak, some Tarzan. The really nice high-grade books, very clean, hardly any defects on them. Here's a number 54. Here's a number 53. Now, Edgar Rice Burroughs stuff is really good. Now, these are done by DC Comics when they were doing the Tarzan license after Dell and Goki sort of lost theirs. And it was actually a pretty good run. It's got some Joe Kubert art in there, and I don't know how long it actually lasted. I think it lasted quite a bit. I think the license lasted until about the mid 70s, and then I think Marvel took over from there. You know, like these are all very high grade issues. You know, they're beautiful copies, and you don't come across, you know, books like these very often in nice shape. You know, they're just excellent. And then I picked up a Marvel feature number 2 featuring Miss Sonia. I love the bikini, metal bikini one. Now I picked this one up because, believe it or not, my name is mentioned in this issue. Yes. So for people who want to collect this particular issue, I am mentioned in this book. So keep an eye out for it. You know, and then I picked up a Captain Marvel number 30. Not in great shape, but Jim Starlin, you know, has sort of a Thanos type looking character in there. You know, I mean, Jim Starlin probably didn't do a lot of design variations. Now, this one I picked up because his first appearance of NFL Super Pro. You know, he's in the MCU. I picked it up because it has the card in it, right here. You know, the card. I didn't know it came with a card, so that was kind of good. So I picked them up for $1. Picked up an old Defenders, sort of bondage cover. You know, picked up an old Dell Combat. I mean, for $1, can't go wrong. And then I picked up a giant size supervillain team up. You know, Doctor Doom and Submariner. I wonder if Submariner, who's been introduced in the MCU, will team up with Doctor Doom. Now, I picked these up because these are also very high grade. These old Thor, Bronze Age Thors, beautiful condition. You know, I would probably say they're like very fine. Some of them even near mint. You know, and Bronze Age books of this age, they really don't hold up too well. You know, so I picked these up. There's a Thor number 208. And anytime I see a Bronze Age 20, 25 center, 15 center, I stop. I have to at least look at it. Now, I picked this up because I had no idea that Babylon 5 was a comic book. You know, and I loved the series when it came out. And so I picked this up for $1. So it was apparently only released in England because it's got the pound price on it. It doesn't have a dollar price on it. You know, and it's interesting because it's done by Warner Brothers. So I would think DC Comics would have done it. And I picked up Marvel Team Up Thrillers. You know, I guess reprint some of the great team ups of Marvel. And it looked like something from the maybe late 70s, early 80s for $1. I just had to pick it up. So anyway, I also picked up a few toys. Picked up this Superpowers Clark Kent. He's seen better days. The paint's worn, but you know, for $5, I couldn't pass it. I think the superpower mechanism doesn't work, and his legs are kind of loose. But you know, Clark Kent, come on, how often do you see Clark Kent? Gee, Lois, that was a pretty dumb thing to do, jumping off that building, and to think that I'm Superman. Boy, you sure are a silly goose. And this is what I really thought was cool. It was like a tin Herbie car from, I think, the 70s, the 60s or 70s. I don't know when it came out. The guy was asking $25 for it. It doesn't work. He says that the battery case is a little corroded. You know, but hey, I was going to use it as a display piece anyway. I love Herbie, the Love Bug. I don't see too much merchandise on the movie, and I talked him down to $20, and I could not pass it up. It's in beautiful condition overall, considering the age, and I'd never seen anything like it before. So, you know, if you know anything about it, you know, go ahead and comment below. You know, I'd like to know a little bit more of the make and the model, and you know, when was this released? You know, and if it actually is vintage. You know, but it really is a nice looking piece that will look nice on my shelf. So anyway, that's what I got, and just wanted to share my purchases with you. Until next time, this has been Done signing off. Oh, and before I go, make sure you back Vampire Ninja Ono now on Kickstarter. You know, only you got a few weeks left, so don't miss out. Until next time.
From the darkness, she arrives with ninja stealth. Nothing survives.